Welcome to Storyflix. In this video, we will explain Wolf Girl and Black Prince. This movie tells the story of a high school girl who makes up about having a boyfriend to be friends with her schoolmates. But, unfortunately, when she lies about a man she claims to be her boyfriend, it turns out to be a student from the same school as her. So she asked him to pretend to be her boyfriend so her friends wouldn't suspect anything. So how will their pretending love story take place? But before we continue the video, we want to thank Raid Shadow Legends for sponsoring this video. Raid has taken over, and gaming will never be the same again. Raid is the first game to bring a true console-level experience to your phone. With hundreds of artifacts to equip and over 600 champions blessed with unique skills, you can build your team, develop your champions, and raid your way. There are many great champions in Raid, and Cleopteryx is definitely my favorite of all time. Cleopteryx is a super strong attack champion, and better yet, her kit is all about placing and exploiting hex debuffs. She's the perfect champion for me, and her character always boosts the fun in the game. So what's new in Raid? Raid's just celebrated its 3rd anniversary, and it was huge. Right now, they've got a bunch of special events and tournaments, with some of Raid's best ever prizes on offer, including baddest champions, piles and piles of shards, and tons of other goodies. Raid's currently running a special Deliana chase event. Just by logging in, you can get your hands on the amazing Deliana, a brand new legendary champion from the High Elves faction. All you have to do is log in and play a raid for 7 days between now and July 20, and you'll get Deliana for free. Well, this is the best time to get started in Raid, and if you click my link in the description or scan my QR code here on the screen, you'll get a free starter pack worth almost $40. We're talking 3 free champions at once: Miss Erika, Tigersol, Romero, plus 10 Magic XP brews, 10 Force XP brews, and 10 Spirit brews. That's huge. The gifts keep coming. All new players, listen up. Once you're in game, just enter promo code MyDeliana to get your hands on everything. Get 50 XP brews to get your legendary hero Deliana to max level 50 instantly, as well as a ton of silver. All this treasure will be waiting for you here. And it's that easy, just click the link in the description, and I'll see you in the game. Wolf Girl and Black Prince begin by showing a group of high school girls talking about their romantic relationships with their respective couples. One of them, a girl named Erika Shinohara, told about her boyfriend who likes to do passionate things. Not long after, Erika's cell phone rings, and she gets a call from her boyfriend. She then asked permission to leave her friends and rushed to the toilet to answer the phone. But as it turns out, the phone call didn't come from Erika's boyfriend, but from her best friend, a girl named Ayumi Sanda, who always pretends to be Erika's fake boyfriend to trick her friends. Erika is forced to lie to her friends in high school that she already has a boyfriend because she desperately wants to fit in a clique so she would not become lonely. However, because her clique consists of girls who have boyfriends, Erika has to resort to telling lies about having one herself. Erika accidentally listens to her friends' conversation, who don't believe her that she already has a boyfriend. In fact, in class, they demanded that Erika show a photo of her boyfriend because until now, they had never seen Erika's boyfriend's face. When Erika comes home, she then tells Ayumi everything, and she looks hopeless because she has to show her friends photos of her boyfriend while she doesn't have one. While chatting in the cafe, Erika accidentally saw 2 handsome young men, one of whom caught Erika's attention because of his charming appearance. Erika and Ayumi then followed them, and Erika was desperate to take a picture of the handsome young man's face from the front before rushing away. The next day, Erika shows a photo of the handsome young man to her friends at school and tells them that he is her boyfriend. However, one of her friends said that he looked familiar, and they finally realized that the young man in the photo was Yaoya Sada, one of the most popular students at their school. So, they rushed to look for him to confirm whether Erika and Yaoya were dating. On the other hand, Erika, who finds out that Yaoya is actually one of the students at her school, looks very surprised and panicked and runs after her friends. Arriving in front of Yaoya's class, Erika immediately dragged Yaoya away from her friends before he exposed all her lies. In a lonely place, Erika finally confessed to Yaoya that she had made him her fake boyfriend so that she wouldn't be shunned by her clique, who already have boyfriends. Erika then ventured to ask Yaoya to pretend to be her boyfriend, to which he agreed under one condition: that she became his wolf girl by acting as a pet to him. At first, Erika wanted to refuse, but because she had no choice, she was forced to accept Yaoya's condition to continue the lie. During recess, Yaoya asked Erika to buy him a drink. Not long after, Erika's friends came and asked about Yaoya's passion for doing passionate things with Erika. Because their words were very offensive, Yaoya then got up and threatened not to talk carelessly, then asked Erika to leave. One day, Erika is bullied by a group of female students who are upset that she is dating Yaoya Sada, the most popular boy in school. When they bullied Erika in a quiet place, suddenly, a handsome young man named Nozomi Kamiya appeared and immediately defended Erika from her bullies. Kamiya and Erika then got to know each other and exchanged cell phone numbers. One day, he asks her on a date. Since Erika thought Kamiya was a good boy, she agreed to go on a date with him. She then asks Yaoya for permission to go on a date with Kamiya. But Yaoya doesn't allow it and insists that she is his pet who must obey his orders. However, Erika finally decided to go on a date with Kamiya, ignoring Yaoya's prohibition. That day, Erika and Kamiya visited many places and did fun things. At the end of the date, while they were at the cafe, Kamiya suddenly confessed his feelings for Erika. Hearing that, Erika seemed happy because finally, a young man confessed his love for her. She then reveals that the love affair between Erika and Yaoya was only pretending to trick her friends. After knowing that, Kamiya's attitude suddenly changed. He wasn't really in love with her. He apparently only wants to take revenge on Yaoya by taking his girlfriend. Kamiya said that his date with Erika was a waste of time and money because it turned out that Erika and Yaoya were only pretending to be dating. Erika then feels very shocked and disappointed when she finds out about this. But then, Yaoya suddenly appeared and beat Kamiya for insulting Erika, then took her away from there. When summer vacation arrives, Erika, who stays at home, feels jealous of her friends who spend the summer vacation with their boyfriends. She was then asked about her vacation and whether she spent time with Yaoya during the holidays. Knowing that her friends would keep asking about her vacation with Yaoya, Erika then ventured to ask Yaoya on a date at the end of summer vacation. Unexpectedly, he turned out to accept Erika's invitation to date her. They visited many places and took pictures together. Erika sends photos of herself with Yaoya to her friends as proof that they really went on a date. After that, Yaoya bought a keychain for Erika and she looked pleased when she received it. While they were eating together, Erika noticed that Yaoya looked pale. She asked if he was sick, but he denied it. The next day at school, Erika finds out that Yaoya didn't go to school because of a fever. Hearing this, Erika then rushed to find the address where Yaoya lived, and when she got there, she found him in a weak state due to a high fever. She suggested that he be taken to the hospital. But he refused. Erika took the initiative to take care of Yaoya until his fever went down and his condition improved. Yaoya then thanked her for taking care of him when he was sick. On the other hand, Erika finally realized that she was starting to take an interest in Yaoya, even though he had a dark side behind his famous appearance as the Prince Charming. Although Yaoya was never sweet to Erika when they were alone and always thought of herself as his pet, she realized that he was actually a kind and caring person. Especially after he helped her when she was insulted by Kamiya. Erika, who realized that she had fallen in love with Yaoya, then ventured to confess her love for him. However, Yaoya thought that Erika was just joking and asked her to prove her words that she was really in love with him. One day, while at a cafe, Erika bumps into Yaoya's older sister, Erika Sada. Erika then tells about her love affair with Yaoya, which is all just pretend. Erika said that her brother is often rude and acts like he wants. But Yaoya is actually a kind and caring person, especially for the people he considers special in his life. Hearing that, Erika was determined to fight for her love for Yaoya. A few days later, Erika gets a group assignment from her teacher, which requires her to be paired with a young man named Yu Kusakabe. Erika then becomes friends with him after discovering that under his quiet exterior is earnest, Kusakabe is a kind-hearted person. He started to develop feelings for Erika, causing him to dislike how Yaoya treats her. One day, Kusakabe tells Erika about a place called the Love Padlock Monument, where couples can tie their vows to each other and immortalize with a specially designed lock. Kusakabe then suggested that Erika take Yaoya there and hang a love lock to strengthen their relationship. Erika then intends to follow Kusakabe's advice. So she bought a padlock and decorated it. Not only that, she then meant to confirm to Yaoya that she had really fallen in love with him. Erika and Yaoya then meet at a cafe, where Erika confesses her love for him again, but this time more seriously. Unexpectedly, Yaoya said he had the same feelings for her this time. Hearing this, she seemed so happy and took him to the Love Padlock Monument to strengthen their love relationship. But apparently, Yaoya's words were just a joke, and Yaoya instead mocked Erika by saying she was easily fooled. Hearing this, Erika immediately felt devastated and disappointed. She splashed water on Yaya's face and rushed away, leaving him in tears. Shortly afterward, when Erika and her friends went on a study tour, she admitted all her lies to her friends, including about her dating Yaya. Hearing Erika's confession, her friends sneered at her, looked at her with disgust for lying to them, and immediately left her. Since then, she no longer has friends at school. During the study tour, Erika spent more time alone and only visited the Lovelock Monument. On the other hand, Yaya gets a call from his sister, who says that Erika loves him and is determined to fight for her love for him. However, some time ago, Erika apologized and told Yaya's sister that she had given up on getting Yaya's love because she realized that Yaya didn't have the same feelings for her. Hearing that, Yaya realized that he had made a mistake and no longer denied his love for Erika, which he had always hidden because he was too shy to confess his love for her. He then rushed to find Erika's whereabouts and asked his friends about her. But neither of them knew where Erika had gone. So Yaya continued to search for Erika's whereabouts by walking the streets around there and visiting the Love Padlock Monument, which she had planned to visit with him. But Yaya couldn't find Erika there either. Elsewhere, Erika turns out to be walking down the small alleys looking for the keychain that Yaya gave her, which was lost and may have fallen around there. She even rummaged through the trash to find it because the keychain was the only gift Yaya gave her and the only thing that gave her so many good memories of when she dated him. After searching for quite a while, she finally found the keychain in the trash. Not long after, Yaya and Erika finally met, and Yaya immediately expressed his love for her in earnest. They both finally confessed their feelings for each other, and it turns out that they have loved each other all this time. Yaya took Erika for a walk together and finally made their relationship official and became a real couple without pretending anymore. The moral that can be learned from this movie is that lying is not the right choice to solve our problems, even though lying is for a good cause, because revealing the truth is a commendable attitude. In addition, never waste the presence of someone by our side who always supports us and loves us as we are. Therefore, never be selfish and self-centered to forget the people who really mean a lot to us, and we will only really regret it when we have lost them.